Paul here with another DC training basics. Before we get into it, please take the time to subscribe to my channel for the algorithm. The algorithm loves it when you subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you have questions, put them in the comment section below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you want to get in contact with me, you can do so by DMing me on Instagram. Just follow me on Instagram at Paul K. Barnett. Or you can hit me up via email. My email is bigp3rd@gmail.com, all listed down below. So right now we're going to talk about exercise form with DC training. Exercise form is critically important. We talked about it in the previous video with battling the logbook. You have to have consistent exercise form if you're going to progress. I mentioned it in the other video that a lot of times people end up just cheating the logbook and cheating themselves. I see young, especially it's a problem with young guys at the gym, where they don't get stronger, their form just gets shittier. So the reps speed up, they don't control the negatives, etc. So you have to be consistent with your form if you want to accurately measure and progress with form. Or progress with strength and hypertrophy. Dante had a theory that you must understand that the muscle has three strength phases. The positive phase, which is where, we'll use bench press, for example, where you're pressing the bench away from your chest, pressing the bar away from your chest. There is the negative phase, where you're lowering the bar to your chest, and the static phase, where you're holding the weight. Almost every other program only focuses on the positive phase of the training, which honestly is the muscle's weakest strength training phase. You can hold a lot more weight in a static hold. You can hold a lot more weight on a negative than you can on the positive. The negative is the second strongest phase. The static is the most strongest phase. So understanding this, you'll realize that you probably have been missing out on 2/3 of the opportunities to stimulate growth, according to Dante's philosophy. This does have a connection to form. The negative phase, which he theorized is the most productive in stimulating growth, is, as we mentioned, is the most neglected portion of the form in every other training program. You'll see a lot of guys at the gym swinging weights around and dropping them. I don't know how many times you can go to the gym. You can go at any gym right now in America and see the dude on the bench press that's just letting the bar drop to his chest and then bounce off his chest and get the 3-inch bounce at the bottom to get him going and back in the positive direction. So as a result, they're losing out on one of the most productive phases for hypertrophy, for stimulating growth. In the DC training system, the negative is the most important portion of the second. Every exercise has a 3 to 5 second, or 5 count, I should clarify that, controlled negative. So the way I would do it, I would just count in my head or count out loud. So if I was doing bench press, it would be 1, 2, 3, press. 1, 2, 3, press. 1, 2, 3, press. There's a rhythm to it. And once you figure that rhythm out and make sure you're consistent with that rhythm and start logbooking, you can then begin to progress into, battle the logbook. Also, poor form catches up with you too when you're doing heavy weights. If you have shitty form, you're bouncing the weights around, you're going to end up hurting or tearing something at some point. That's not to say you can't get huge with shitty form. There are some pro bodybuilders that have just absolutely shit form. Branch Warren comes to mind. He got huge, but from what I understand, he's perfect with his diet. So that, part of it's genetics, and he did lift some heavy weights. So what he did worked for him. But for most people, that's not going to work. So form is critically important. To rehash here, you got to have controlled negative, explosive positive, and even Dante would work in some static holds here and there for an extra intensifier on occasion. Anyway, that's all I got on this one. Take care, guys.